In this video I'm going to show you how you can use Fluid Designer for 3D printing to create this earring. It's got the word love written on it in Turkish, Aşka. Not quite sure that's the right pronunciation, but that's ASK in essence. We've got this heart pattern around the outside and then a connector at the top. So as I say, we're going to use Fluid Designer for 3D printing. So we're going to use just a ring connector to put the fish hook through. We're going to use some Turkish brush script fonts. This one, for example, we're going to use that. And we're also going to use some heart patterns as well. So if I go to heart patterns first of all, so patterns and hearts. A number of different heart patterns available. I chose this one here, number 15. So if you just drag and drop that onto the workspace. I now want to write love in Turkish on this as well, so I'm going to go to File and Append. We always go through the menu system in Fluid Designer until you get to the Groups folder, and I'm looking for Turkish brush script fonts, and I want to start with the letter A. So we append that from the library, and the second letter I want is this one here. Again, append that from the library. Now it's overlapping the A, so I could leave it there or I could move it a little bit to the left, and I need a K now. So file and append, and a K. Just zoom in and select it, and I just need to make it so that it's overlapping, touching the S, and probably a bit further to the right there. Okay, now I'm going to join these three letters together, so I'm just going to hold down the Shift key on the keyboard, highlight the three letters, and just go to Tools, Object, Tools, and Join. So you can see that's all one word now. Because this is going to be an earring, we want to change the thickness of both of these objects. At the moment, they're basically, whoops, just can't pull this panel out. They're basically 1mm by 2mm, so they're 1mm, 2mm deep. I want to change that to 1 by 1 because I don't want these to be too heavy. And the same for the actual heart itself. I'll change that to 1 by 1. That will bring my weight back down to a manual sort of size. We can see the size of the heart. The default grid is 20mm by 20mm, so we can see the heart's just a little bit above that, 24 by 24. We could probably get away with that. If I just go back to top view again, so I want to position this. Now it's a little bit too big at the moment, so I'm going to scale it down. So if I do S on the keyboard, just scale it down a little bit. Maybe one more. And always do Control A and apply the scale, and notice as you do that the thickness is reapplied. Now I'm going to rotate this slightly and reposition it, and you do need to remember it does need to overlap at some point. Now you can see that the arrow there from the heart is not in the right position now, but that's not a problem. If I just press the Tab key on the keyboard and to go into edit mode, and if I just press C for circle select, I can highlight those control points there by the arrow, and then just press the escape key to come out of circle select mode, and just G to grab, and I can position this wherever I want now. I could have switched the snap off, but actually I will. I'll just switch the snap off and just zoom in a bit. Just G to grab. You can see I've got total control with the snap off, and you do want it to be overlapping, because you want a solid object. So once you're happy with the position, press the Tab key to come out of edit mode. We now just need to add a connector. So again, it's File and Append. Just go up through the menu system until you get to Groups. We want a connector. I want a wire connector with a 1.5mm diameter hole. So just append that from the library. You've got to make sure that the connector is actually highlighted before you can move it. Now you could take ask and hold down the shift key and highlight the heart and go to tools, object tools and join them. And then if you go to tools, object tools, origin to the geometry, it's reposition the center of gravity of this object, and then snap selection to cursor. The center of gravity of this now is right in the center there, and so this should be directly in line with that, which is important for an earring. And now I can just move that up, position it wherever you want. Now we need some overlap here, so I'll just press the tab key to go into edit mode, and I can just pull that control point down. You can see I'm just pulling it in so that it overlaps there. Press the tab key to come out of edit mode, and now I can join the connector to the rest of the object. So I'll just hold down the shift key, highlight the heart and go to tools, object tools and join. And that's essentially it. Now if you're happy with the size, if you're happy with the size of that, you can export that as an OBJ file, which is what I did earlier. Export it as an OBJ file to the desktop. I saved it with the name Personalised Turkish Love Earring. And then what you must do is open it up in NetFab and run the repair procedure. Now in NetFab it tells me what the volume of this is 0.24 centimeters cubed. That equates to about 2.4 grams. If you wanted to check it in Fluid Designer, you could do. Rather than be working with the curve, however, you've got to change the curve into a mesh. Once you've converted that into a mesh, you can open up the toolbox, select 3D printing and volume, and that will tell you again, look, it's about 0.24 centimeters cubed. In other words, about 2.4 grams, which is perfectly acceptable for an earring. So that's how easy it is to create this Turkish text heart-shaped earring. Good luck in creating your own. Thank you.